everyone, I'm Blue, and today the leaves are changing, the air smells nice, and I'm feeling a bit nostalgic about raking up a yard full of leaves to make a big old pile to jump in. I've been wanting to work on illustrations with full backgrounds for quite a while, so I guess let's jump on in with my Servant Heart kiddos. Servant Heart is a series I have worked on off and on since 2019, and as such is very familiar with change. I was surprised that the main characters all have fall color palettes, so that was just an added bonus for this particular project. It was originally inspired by one of my previous employers, waxing poetic about an employee who got injured while doing above and beyond job expectations while off the clock. He was proud that his employee had a true servant heart, which wouldn't leave me alone. His employee got hurt and all he could do was talk about how great it was, and I asked myself, at what point would it become too much? When is it not having a servant heart, but just plain dumb and reckless? Thus, Servant Heart was born as an Okage Shadow King meets Undertale inspired video game, where you would play as the character who you got to name. The placeholder name was MC, which was just short for main character. They accidentally wake up a vengeful monster named Imp who demands MC go collect its missing stats, think typical RPG stats, attack, defense, and so on, that were stolen from it when it was sealed away. Once all of these stats have been reunited with Imp, it will be able to take over the world. And it asked nicely, so MC really didn't have a choice. It's so much easier to say yes than to stand up for yourself or make your own choices. So without a real understanding for what they were getting ready to do, they start on their quest. Each stat now belongs to a different character who you get to meet and interact with before engaging in the boss fight. Yes, boss fight. This was going to be a video game, because I am good and smart and capable of understanding that medium, or so I thought. I'd watched too many developer blogs in a row and was like, yeah, I can just jump into this, now's the perfect time to figure it all out. And then I learned that coding doesn't really click in my brain, it just doesn't, so unfortunately, I had to either pick a smaller project or start over. So alright, here we go. Take 2, webcomic edition. Second verse, same as the first. Just need to redesign everyone for simplicity's sake and for group cohesion. Obviously, a JRPG-length game being converted into a comic won't take that long. Oh my gosh, it's long. It's so long. It's so very long. And I couldn't get the text to stay inside the bubbles. And why are these panel formats so weird? And why does it seem that no matter what program I download, I can't get the text to stay or fit where I actually want it to? It was at that point that I decided to set the project down. Content to leave it there, sitting pretty on a shelf, and perhaps it was even just doomed from the start. Change is a frustrating but important thing. Unless it's in reference to the changing of leaves, most people will gladly comment that they detest change, even the good kinds, because changes are scary no matter how small. You made a new friend, that's great, but now you have to integrate them into your life, and how do you go about doing that? Maybe you're going out to eat and you decide to try something new. A really simple thing, and yet now you're either gonna have a flavor profile that you didn't know you liked before, or maybe one that you absolutely loathe and never want to try again. Change happens. It comes in all forms, not always something where you have to completely uproot your day-to-day. But it is so important for us creative types to embrace change. New experiences, new people, new clothes means new skills, new ideas, new inspirations. And it's scary. But this is how you keep the creative juices going and keep your want to create healthy. Change is scary, and change is good. And change is what Servant Heart needed. Enter the heroically heroic hero, who's actually been in the story the whole time as an annoying rival type character who inarguably had the most detailed backstory and the most straightforward motivations. With Hero being a bit more fleshed out and having deeper internal monologues as well as stronger opinions, it was time to turn Servant Heart into a novel. So I got to work. The writing was easy, and MC and Hero had a wonderful dynamic. Hero's high energy paired with MC's ambivalence and superior observation skills finally helped this project take shape. But new roadblock. Hero is not going to say, "Yeah, cool, imp, you taking over the world sounds swell." No, Hero is going to be a hero and slay the monster before it becomes a problem. So, as exciting as it was to make progress, we were at another stalemate. The story as a whole had to change. No more tweaks, no more small adjustments, no more character redesigns for the sake of saying that I'm still working on this. It had to change so that I could focus on Hero and MC's relationship and that of their reluctant forced guardian Jekyll. This is the trio that I've been drawing the whole time. Servant Heart is the story of two kids who decide to help each other in spite of their differences. Together, they journey across a difficult-to-travel land to try to discover exactly where they belong. And as of right now, that's where the project is at, and where it's going to sit, because as much as I love these characters and I love the setting that I reestablished for them, I know in my heart I still view it a little too much like a video game. At bare minimum, I want it to be something that people can interact with and help the kiddos on their journey. So until I find the right medium, and an admittedly more concrete ending, this is gonna be where the series sits until I have the chance to pick it up again and turn it around in my hands and see if I can find a new angle to look at it. Because where change is scary, it is good. Now, originally, this was going to be where I talk about how the next piece I'm going to draw is going to be about Spark and Stone, and why that one is getting developed first, despite being newer. But I'm going to be honest, guys, this took me 9 hours to draw, and where I'm happy with how this turned out, I don't have the time, energy, or stamina to do that again. So next week, we will be doing a much simpler drawing about something completely unrelated, and hopefully we can revisit that Spark and Stone drawing later. For now, though, I'm gonna try to do a better job of updating my KoFi as well as my Blue Sky account. I have not been posting on either of them like I should be, so now is a good time to subscribe to those if you want. If you have any thoughts or questions about Servant Heart, I would be happy to answer them in the comments below, and I hope you get the opportunity to find a really cool leaf today. In fact, I think I'm gonna go look for one now. Later!